Here we go, episode number 85 uploaded and coming at you here on this Wednesday, right smack dab in the middle of our week and getting close to closing out this month of May, but it's going to go out with a bang for sure. Details on that coming up in a few moments. All right, still getting closer to the final jewel of the Triple Crown, the Belmont, coming up on June the 7th, 10 furlongs at Saratoga. You know, we really don't have any changes just yet. Still kind of waiting for the field to take shape. Maybe a field of 6, right? When it's all said and done, which it really sucks. I don't care where you are and what race it is and who's in it. Anytime you have a grade 1 event worth millions of dollars and you can only attract 5 or 6 horses, that's a sad state of affairs. So hopefully we'll get some more connections who want to feel froggy and jump on into the mix here, because it isn't like the horse that beats you gets to eat you, right? You just lose a race. I've never understood that whole nonsense where they don't throw their horses in a race because I understand maybe thinking you don't have a chance to win. I get that part of it, but I think the goal is to be competitive. So let's try being competitive. Let's see what they do coming up here in the next couple of days. Gonna have that finalized by this weekend so they can draw next weekend for post position. All right, while we're waiting on that to take place, we've got something right in front of us. A really, really great card coming up on Saturday at Churchill Downs. It is Stephen Foster Preview Day. 6 stakes races. The last 5 of them will make up the late pick 5. Races 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's going to be pretty good, even though we might have a little situation with the weather coming up in Kentucky. So they're expecting rain. It probably already started, but we're looking forward to a great card, including the return of Kentucky Derby number 150 winner, Mystic Dan. He returns to Churchill Downs. Looked really good at Oaklawn Park his last time out. See if he can put together a winning performance for all the casuals who show up for a big day of racing like this. Okay, so the thing about it, as I mentioned, a wet track is a big possibility. Definitely Friday, but we're not talking about Friday. But for Saturday, the first half of the card will probably be very similar to what we saw on Derby Day. But we're not getting as much rain and rain throughout the day, so it'll dry out by the time we get to the back half, mainly that late pick 5 sequence there. But around race 6 is when they'll start, right, with the first race that we really want to see, which is a big stakes race. Grade 3, Aristides, 6 furlongs on the dirt, worth $275,000, 7 runners in this field. And I feel like there's enough speed, right? Inside, and then of course Skelly to the outside, and even the 7 might have a little push. I think is enough, just enough to set it up for a runner who really likes to make that move from off the pace. And it doesn't matter if it's a wet track or a fast track. Happy is a choice. 6-1 on the morning line, I think, is a proven closer. And I like the progression. I like horses that kind of start out showing speed, and then as they get a little bit older, they start to find a bit more of a rating style. They're a bit more professional, right? I think Happy as a choice will be sitting in the right spot. There's a great closing kick, and there should be just enough to set it up if we don't get any scratches. If this field remains intact, I really like Happy as a choice on a fast track or an off track. Doesn't matter to me. 6-1 great value. We'll probably get 9-2 when it's all said and done, and there's nothing wrong with that. Now is it. Then the next race on the dirt, because we'll have a turf race after that, and we'll deal with turf racing later when we're a little bit clearer on what's happening with the weather to determine the turf course condition. But this is the Shawnee. It's a grade 3 event. It is going to be race number 8 on the card. And it's got a really nice field of 9 runners going a mile and a 16th on the dirt. By the time we get to this race 8, I'm expecting the main track to be good to fast. So I don't think that the off track is going to matter by the time we get to the Shawnee. And take a look at this field of runners, 9 runners. It's a nice looking field. I am going to take a bit of a chance. Really? What a shocker. I'm going to take a runner that is 20-1 on the morning line in Just My Heels. In Just My Heels is another runner that has that style that I was talking about. Showed speed early on in the career. Now, as they've got some maturity, They're not as quick, but they're a bit more professional. So I think that they'll be able to sit just off the pace, and she should get something to run at for sure, provided we don't have scratches. And whether it's a sloppy track, you can see there the performance on the muddy track was very impressive, or the fast track, very consistent runner there. In Just My Heels is a major long shot that I think has a great chance to make something happen. So that's going to be my pick in that race. And we'll see. Once again, these are the early picks, and hopefully we'll be able to find value as we get closer to race day, right? And we're able to kind of stick with these picks that we have early on. All right, and then we're going to make sure that we bring it on home, okay? That's what's happening on Saturday. But today's Wednesday. There's always something happening. We got ourselves a play of the day coming your way. We are going to play a runner in race number 8 at Horseshoe Indy today on this Wednesday. It is going to be off the turf course. That race has been moved off the turf. And we're going to go with the number 13, Finn and Brennan. Finn and Brennan is a horse who has faced better, dropping in class, second off the layoff. Great closing kick. Had done the best work on the turf, but they took this race off the turf. And if you can take a look at that performance last time out, first off of a long layoff. This horse has been off for almost 2 years. Came back, and I thought it was an okay performance on dirt, following lone speed that just kicked clear and got away from the field, and Finn and Brennan had no shot. But they still made up ground. They still used that closing kick that they always have. Now, second off the layoff, even though it's off the turf and on the dirt, there's still some pace in the race. If Finn and Brennan is ready, I think it's going to be impressive. I think it's going to be lucrative, and it's going to be fun. So that's the runner we'll take in the play of the day here on Wednesday. Number 13, Finn and Brennan in race number 8, which is off the turf, run at the distance of 1 mile. Okay, that's it. That's how we get in and out of episode 85 here on this Wednesday. We'll find some more information coming up on the Belmont. Continue to handicap the card for Churchill Downs. Those are just 2 of the stakes, the Aristides and the Shawnee. We'll talk about the Blame and see what Mystic Dan can do in that race, plus the other races that are going to be on the turf course. We'll check in on that coming up tomorrow as we get updated weather conditions for Louisville, Kentucky. All right, that's going to do it. In the meantime, in between time, and until next time, we'll see you here on Horse Race Bets. Let's get this money. I'm Ken Rudolph, and until then, good luck and enjoy whatever you're into.